At the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
They'll run for the first time with Ashton Jeanty. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Calling no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. You talk about this Chiefs defense. They're a top 5 unit right now against the pass in the league. In fact, they sit at number 5.
This is such a good unit at covering passes downfield. I think that last play is typical of what we might see. A lot of short passes. See if they can generate some run after the catch. But nothing doing on that one.
They'll go again with Jeanty. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Sometimes the philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. Picked up by Nick Bolton. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
Part of why they came to this week with a winning record is that they feed off of mistakes like this. And now it's a prime opportunity. Just moments in the game to get a short field touchdown off of their big defensive play. Now on the other side, they were already the underdog in this one. They just made their uphill battle just a little bit tougher.
And it's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
How about the job there on the outside? Shed the wide receiver and was able to make the tackle on the perimeter.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. Picked off by Eric Stokes. And the Raiders are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. Well, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
31-yard line.
Zero hesitation that time. That was get ball, throw ball.
Yeah, turn into a smoke route. If you see the coverage off the receiver, doesn't matter whether you call it a run or not. Just take the ball, get it out to him.
They'll run. Here comes Jeanty. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
He was taken down.
A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's how you shake off the interception you threw on the opening drive, come back and throw another strike and gain nice yardage. And I give credit to 2 people on this one. The man throwing the ball and the person calling the plays. They're not shutting him down early in this game.
They'll try and set up the screen to Jeanty. 7 yards there, the first down screen play. The Raiders had 6 and 9 to start play. They come in losers of 2 straight, so try to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
Got a man, it's De'Ami Brown, complete. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 36. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 36.
A give out of the gun to Genty. And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line.
17 more yards. They had 17 on the previous snap as well.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down.
Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Chiefs are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7.
A tough adjustment to the NFL throughout his rookie season, and his problem with turnovers is only exacerbated by his early showing today. That's a couple for him here in this first half, and he's cleared the double-digit mark for the entire season.
And he'll take this one up to about the 13. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent game.
Here now, 2nd and 4.
Mahomes going to throw. That's caught.
It's Xavier Worthy.
And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. A gain there of 21 yards. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Mahomes.
Open man is the tight end, Noah Gray.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down.
Kansas City Chiefs. 1st down.
Mahomes now to throw.
Pass complete to Royals.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 10 more there and another 1st down.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down. Executed it to perfection.
On 1st and 10, it's Gainwell.
And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
You look at this Raiders defense.
They're a unit that enters play way down, number 28 in the NFL right now against the run.
One thing players always tell us is that they never really pay attention to numbers. I don't believe them for a second. They know where they rank, okay?
And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown.
Noah Gray.
His 5th touchdown now on the year.
And the Chiefs are on the board first here in Vegas. Extra point by Butker is on target.
And it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Shreds him with a stiff arm.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive.
So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers, because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's going to let it go again. That's caught at the 25. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone.
1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Up the middle, it's Genty.
And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11.
Once again, it's Genty.
And able to work his way down to the 16. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter from Vegas. The homestanding Raiders with a football here, as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Reed Blankenship.
And what a return as he brings us all the way back to the 25-yard line.
And that felt like a little extra pressure on that 3rd down attempt, and their mistake cost them points because they're inside the red zone. So you know you've got at least a field goal waiting for you. And in this case, they end up with nothing.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there.
He's going to find his tight end Gray complete.
And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. And now for him on the season, that is his 80th catch, and the result is a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
From the gun, a give the game well.
And he'll find his way down right around the 12. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
Now here's Mahomes. This is caught. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown.
Kenneth Gainwell
with touchdown number 23 here on the year.
And the Chiefs have taken a 2-touchdown lead now.
14. Raiders nothing.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily that you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That's a really good job in execution. They avoided the flag downfield and avoided giving up yardage for free. Really good coverage.
Now a 2nd and 10.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw.
Working downfield, he's got Thornton.
And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
Raider 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
On play action, they'll throw.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
With a rookie quarterback out there, you're definitely going to find out how he handles adversity, because this one so far hasn't gone according to plan. He's got to fight through it and show him what he's made of.
The throw out wide going to be incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Back to throw now on first down. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards. So after a rare misstep on this drive, they'll try to make amends on 2nd and 15. They'll set up a throw. His throw incomplete.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half, but the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them off the scoreboard here.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. But his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long, because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
From the 22 now, here's the 2nd and 8. To throw, it's Mahomes. Got a man over the middle, Worthy. Second catch for him today, and they'll wind up a first down. Defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone.
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to be...
He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. Max Crosby in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Throwing on 2nd and long. Mahomes. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Looking to throw is Mahomes. That winds up being a 4-yard loss and leads to 4th down. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. So on 4th down, Mahomes off, Harrison Butker on for the Chiefs field goal. Butker's kick here is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So they get the turnover in press territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they had the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, you know, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator?
And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception. Trent McDuffie with a pick.
Feather in the cap for the defender, picking up one of the league's better quarterbacks so far this season, and add another feather in the cap for the coaches too. Excellent game plan, and they had their guys aware of his ability to roll out and how to defend against it.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. And the Raiders are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line.
Intercepted.
So the interception there. And, Charles, I'd imagine that's something you can maybe live with in December, but not come January.
And I love how you make the distinction there. You're talking about regular season versus the postseason, the playoffs. Because these guys, they've already clinched a playoff spot, but they know, looking ahead, when they get into the postseason, they've got to take better care of the football because turnover.
And now here's another interception. Picked off by Christian Fulton. And it's a terrific return here as he's going to have them set up with a 1st and goal right at about the 6-yard line. Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. And now a handoff to Charbonnet. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Zach Charbonnet, his 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs continue to pull away here in this first half. Butker on for the PAT. And the lead is now 24.
Makes the score. Chiefs 24. Raiders nothing. Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the...
And my goodness, another interception. Trent McDuffie with a pick. And nearly a touchdown as they finally stop him down at about the 3-yard line.
It's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. But clearly, there's some growing still to do.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal.
180.
Charbonnet is into the end zone. Touchdown, Kansas City. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I can get some more. And it'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
Raiders nothing. Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
35-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
And getting this just shy of midfield is spotted at the 49.
The Raider first down. 1st and 10.
On 1st down, it's Genty. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. It's 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And now here's another interception. Picked off by Reed Blankenship. And the Chiefs are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
But we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw, because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty.
Here's a diving catch right side. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half.
First down. First and 10 at the 20.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. This is caught. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. And Xavier Worthy in the final seconds of the first half. And the Chiefs will extend their lead here just before halftime. So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
They'll throw now on the final play. He's going to take another shot here. That's caught at the 25. And this will set them up nicely deep down in KC territory. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. Ready for the start of the third quarter. The Chiefs have the lead and set to receive the football. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
At their own 29-yard line.
Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. And that's going to be incomplete.
Well, that one slipped out defensively. That's a tough one to connect on when you got multiple defenders in the area, and it winds up incomplete. Punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return.
And the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And my goodness, another interception. Trent McDuffie with a pick. Defensively that time they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball.
They've got his man complete. And that is caught for the touchdown. Kansas Kansas City. And Xavier Worthy with his 14th touchdown of the year, second of the game. And the Chiefs are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
Yeah, and you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 38. Gets it quickly out wide to Thornton. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5.
The Chiefs 33-yard line.
Now a fake on the jet sweep, and off the play action, he'll look to throw it. That's going to be caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Rondale Moore, his first touchdown on the year. And the Raiders are able to claw one back. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. So they do get one score back, but still a long way to go here in the third quarter. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. And the officials here are going to pause the game for a second. Looks like there's an injured Chief on the field. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes it's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3. When this offense gathers to watch the tape, they're going to like a lot of what they saw. They put up big numbers, but they might fast forward through that last play.
Oh, there won't be any fast forwarding, partner. I've sat in those sessions before. You end up spending more time on the bad plays than you do on the good ones. It's just the nature of coaches. But I know sitting in that room, when you've had a big game, the night that they've had, you don't want to hear that. You just want to focus on the good stuff.
He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a first down here.
First down. A gain of 9 yards. And a first down, Chiefs.
Yellow.
From the gun is a run by Gainwell. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. They'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
Now 2nd and 9. Now Mahomes. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. The catch and run good for 24 yards.
That's good for a Kansas City Chiefs. First down. 24-yard gain on the play. First down, Chiefs.
Here's Mahomes to throw.
Gets this into the hands of Gray, the tight end.
And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Now whistles, and the Raiders are going to...